Hello, everyone. Welcome to P-Bolic Notes. My name is Michael Kirkchain, and today is Sunday, March 6, 2022. And I'd like to do a quick analysis today with you of on-chain analysis for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. It's been a very interesting couple of weeks, and I'd like to kind of share what's going on in this space to see how the wallets are performing since how we've seen really a bit of a bear market with Bitcoin in the last couple of months. And of course, Ethereum has followed Bitcoin as well. Before I get started, just like to disclose this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I'm sharing with you here is for my personal use and that I'm sharing with the audience. And please take everything with a grain of salt and do your own research. Let's share the computer screen with you so I can see exactly what I'm looking at. So right now over here, what I have, I mean, if I look at this really very high level first, is that as far as where the Bitcoin dominance is as far as the Ethereum dominance is at, they're both kind of very dominant in the space. If you look at the total crypto space, it's around 1.7 trillion market cap as of today. And Bitcoin is representing something around the range of 43%. And Ethereum is representing something in the range of 18%. Now, mind you, if you look at the moving averages, and if I put this at a weekly moving average, that we're gonna see that Bitcoin's dominance really it's below all three moving averages compared to what it's been, let's say, in the past. And so, i.e., the market was used to seeing Bitcoin be at higher numbers. So if we look at the three moving averages, the 50, 100, and the 200 week moving averages, so we're below that. Mind you, we're getting close to the 50 week one right over here. If I look at the Ethereum moving averages, and again, I'll go back to the weekly chart, we see that Ethereum actually is the other way. So Ethereum seems to be really above all three moving averages, although we're getting close to the 50-week moving averages, and let's see if this acts as support, or if Ethereum is able to break that, or if it's able to bounce from that. But if I look at what Ethereum's dominance has been since January of 2020, so it's been over 2 years, it's really been a positive trend for the total market cap dominance, i.e., it's gained more dominance in the space for the last 2 years. And if I look at the exact same kind of trend for Bitcoin, we notice that what Bitcoin has done as far as the dominance has been concerned, really, it's kind of been hovering from May of last year at this range of 40% to all the way up to 47%. So meaning that it hasn't really done much as far as the total market cap is concerned, and it stayed really in this space. So that's interesting for us to pay attention and see what it does. Is it going to stay here in this range for the foreseeable future, or is it going to be going back up to where it was in the past, which was as high as 73% if we go back to December 2020? So this is where everything is at. And as I look at how Bitcoin is really performing currently, and this is very important to pay attention, because the way Bitcoin performs on these moving averages dictates how the altcoins will be performing in relation to Bitcoin. So we see that we're still kind of below this 20-week SMA and a 21-week EMA, meaning that in the foreseeable future, as long as Bitcoin remains below these moving averages, that we're going to be it may be shaky as far as the altcoins are concerned. So really pay attention to that and see how that works out. As far as the on-chain analysis is concerned, Bitcoin has been really, it's been very interesting, because what we see is that as of today, so Bitcoin's price being around $39,000 US. So 60% of the entire space is in money. So 60% out of the investors are actually making money. And there's around 35% that are out of the money of the wallets, and there's approximately 5% that are really at the money. And if you look at those who were basically the addresses that had bought Bitcoin between $33,000 and $45,000, we see that 43% of them are in the money, and 57% are out of the money. So this is very interesting to see. And then if you look at this entire space, if we go back throughout history, we notice that really at let's say at the periods of when Bitcoin had great bull runs, all of a sudden everybody was making money. But as of today, if you look at where we're at today, it looks like approximately 2/3 of all the addresses are in the money, and 1/3 of them are out of the money. So this is very, very good things to pay attention to. And if you look at as far as the actual for the year to date, which was right over here, this is the historical. And if you look at where we're at, basically for the historical break-even price, historically, basically, again, it's very similar. 2/3 of the addresses are in the money, and 1/3 is out of the money. I like seeing the number of large transactions, because this gives us an idea about if the whales or if the big investors, what they're up to. And we see that since 2020, we've had these times that really all of a sudden the number of large transactions went up and down. So it's very interesting to see like how it's been this isn't just small investors, there's a number of large transactions as well that are getting involved here. And as far as if you look at what the correlation is, for example, the height of this was in November 2021 for large transactions. And if we look and see what the price of Bitcoin was in November 2021, we're going to notice that it was really at the height of the market. So that's probably was a lot of profit taking place, and probably a lot of those big wallets sold at the top, because as we notice that how things are going right now is that now it looks like the number of large transactions are kind of on the lower end. And if you look at where Bitcoin is right now as far as the price is concerned versus November, we see that we are significantly lower. Right now we're in a range of $38,000, $39,000 US. Meanwhile, if you go back to November, it was more in the range of almost $70,000 US. So that's where Bitcoin is as far as the on-chain analysis is concerned. If I do the same kind of exercise with Ethereum, we're going to notice that Ethereum's addresses 6-7%. So 2/3 of them are in the money, and 30% are out of the money, and approximately 4% are right at the money. And if you look at what's going on for those who bought Ethereum in a range of 2,235 to 3,000. So in my opinion, this 2,235 to 3,000 really, it means it's kind of like, the price being at 2,600 today. So these guys are really those who bought Ethereum at this price range. So this would have been more newer buyers, because if you look at where Ethereum was as far as its chart was concerned, I'll just put the US dollar chart, and let's take one of the exchanges that's going to be very strong with Ethereum. I can just take any of these exchanges. So let's just take one, which is going to be FTX. So if you look at FTX as far as Ethereum is concerned, over here, Ethereum USD on FTX. So on the weekly chart, and if we go back to this price range that we're looking at, which is going to be in the range of 2,235 to 3,000. So that's going to be kind of newer buyers, right? 2,235 to 3,000. Because if you go back to Ethereum's price, really it was today we're at the range of approximately 2,600, and really Ethereum only hit that price range of 2,235 sometime in the range of, it was approximately right over here. It would have been, let's say, those buyers who have been buying, let's say, since April 2021, right? So these are the newer buyers, because before that, Ethereum was well below this, right? So pricing wise, and I would just actually change this this exchange, because I want to show go back to a longer time frame. So I'm here on Coinbase, and if you look at on Coinbase where Ethereum was at, so so as far as this price that we're looking at 2,235, it would have been starting sometime over here. So that means buyers started getting involved, let's say, since last year. So let's say in early 2021, those are newer addresses, right? So these new addresses, they started getting buying Ethereum. Well, of those addresses, there's approximately 40% of them that are in the money, and 60% are out of the money, which is very, very normal. Because if I look at what Ethereum has done in that window, it's been very, very unstable. Really, I mean, if you go back to what Ethereum has done from last, let's say, early 2021. So it looks like, look, it's had these nice runs and came back down, back up, back. So basically, it's been very, very volatile, and which is normal that for the wallets as well to be kind of in this range, which is the 40% in and 60% of them out of the money. And if we go and see Ethereum's total addresses, how they've been behaving, let's see, the last little while. So it looks like the historical really owners, they've done very well. I mean, really, if you look at since July 2020, we see a lot of green here for being in the money. Even though right now with these unstable times, unstable periods that we've seen, we still see that approximately a good chunk of the wallets are still inside the money. And if I look at the break-even price for the actual break-even price for all the addresses, 2/3 of them right now basically are in the money. So I like seeing that people are making money with Ethereum. And as far as number of large transactions, again, really interesting. As the price of Ethereum has been really volatile, we see the price chart right over here. We see that the number of large transactions have kind of stayed steady. They've been really steady, and then the large transaction volume has also been steady as well. Obviously, during some periods you see this massive spikes with the volume, but it's been very steady in the last little while. Now, why is Ethereum so important in this space? Is because it's still, I mean, of all the chains, if you look at the total value locked on the chains, really, if you look at the top three, Ethereum is still at a massive lead over Luna and BNB. So Ethereum has around 111 billion locked, total value locked in the space, while as Terra is at 22 and BNB is at 11 billion. So this is very, very important stuff. It's obviously a heavy player, the heaviest player as far as the space is concerned. And if we look at how Ethereum is working as far as its total revenue is concerned, so we see that it's been in the last couple of let's say weeks, we see that Ethereum's total revenue for the protocol, let's say in January it was higher, meanwhile now it's been lower, and that's kind of normal as well because of what's going on with the NFT space, and the NFT space is down as well as far as values and volumes and so forth. So that has basically had an impact on the revenue generated by Ethereum as well. So I'm keeping a close eye on this, and I'm really looking at right now, following Bitcoin very closely, because once Bitcoin starts being more bullish, then it's going to have a very positive impact on all the other coins, including Ethereum. So thanks so much for watching, everyone, and looking forward to getting your comments. Have a great day.